Another one. All right. Let's bring in the next call. All right. Next file this morning is people of the state of Michigan versus William Baldinger. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know why that was difficult for me to say.
I say Baldinger. Is that
Baldinger?
Baldinger? Yeah. Okay, Baldinger.
All right.
He's too polite to correct his own lawyer, so.
Well, I have no problem correcting.
I know.
This is file number 26-14225FH. Appearances, please.
Nate Carnes on behalf of the people.
I'm Jeff Harrison. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Baldinger. He's seated to my left.
Thank you. We are here today on this case for a initial pretrial conference. Based upon what I've been informed, we have a pretrial agreement to enter today. 1 second as I catch up with some notes. Mr. Carnes?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that defendant will be pleading guilty as charged to count 1 with a Killebrew Agreement to be placed on a delay of sentence of up to 1 year. And if he pays the requested restitution in full, the people will dismiss in full. If he pays the requested restitution, at least half of it, the people would reduce this to the misdemeanor utility fraud less than $500.
Mr. Harrison, is that a complete and accurate statement of the pretrial agreement?
It is indeed, Your Honor.
Mr. Baldinger, have you heard what the attorneys have just said to me?
Yes, sir.
Is that how you wish to resolve today's file?
Yes, sir.
Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear or affirm that the information and testimony you're about to provide shall be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. All right, sir, looking back on this date range of August 20th of 2004 through January 7th of 2026, were you on probation, parole, or bond anywhere at that time?
No, sir.
You are currently charged today with a single count. That is a count of fraudulent use over $500 of public utilities, specifically those provided by Consumers Energy. Now that's a felony punishable by up to 4 years and or up to $5,000. I'm told today that you're going to plead guilty as charged to that particular offense. Now, the benefit of the pretrial agreement, as I've been told and as I see on this form presented to me by the attorneys, is that there's a Killebrew Agreement. Killebrew Agreement is as to your sentence. That agreement is that I would place you on a delay of sentence, which means the conviction would not become permanent. And while it's not called probation, the court would put you on a delay with terms or conditions that are similar to probation. And of course, one of them will be to pay restitution. And that would be up to 12 months. Then, if you are able to pay that down to half the amount of restitution owed, which is in full $3,496.34. Pay it down to half, then the prosecutor agrees that you'll be able to reduce the charge, withdraw your plea to the felony, and then enter a plea of fraud less than $500 versus fraud more than $500. Which is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and or up to $500. Plus, of course, restitution could be added. Now, the other option for this Killebrew Agreement, if you pay all of the restitution by the end of that period, then there would be a dismissal of the charge and there would be no conviction. Is that what you understood so far, sir?
Yes.
Now, I see that detailed here on this plea agreement sheet that I've got, and I'm gonna hold it up for you. I turned to page 2. It appears to have your signature right there. Is that your signature?
Yes.
And now, before you signed this 2-page agreement, did you go over it with Mr. Harrison?
Yes, I did.
And did he talk to you about the evidence in this case?
Yes.
And did he talk to you about your rights and options and going to trial, things like that?
Yes.
And did he answer all your questions?
Yes.
And satisfied with his advice today?
Yes.
And while again, may not be the greatest feeling in the world, do you think this is the best choice for you?
Yes.
All right. Now, the signature that I'm sorry, I talked about this sentence portion and I called it a Killebrew Agreement. I need to explain to you what that means. First, Killebrew Agreement means that if at the time of sentencing, I do not go along with it, you'd have the right to withdraw your plea. So for instance, if we show up and I say, nope, we're putting them in jail for a whole year, you would have the right to withdraw your plea and then come back to the stage and I'd have to dismiss, I wouldn't dismiss it, but I would take the guilty plea off the record. Okay. Now I don't do what our other agreements are called, which is a Cobb's agreement, because I don't know anything about the person. So, however, if I place you on that Killebrew Agreement, then we'll proceed. You'll get the benefit as long as you make those payments. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, it's come to my attention a certain appellate decision. When we agree to a Killebrew Agreement, and if I don't cover the other portion, the court can't assess any fines or costs. Therefore, this agreement, where it seems to be limited to you paying half the restitution or paying all the restitution, I need you to understand that no matter what, I'm going to assess other fines and costs for supervision, right? Because we have to have you supervised by a probation officer. That'll cost you $30 a month. And then there will be some attorney fees, which generally are not that much, a couple $100, maybe $150 if it's a misdemeanor. And there could be some court costs as well. So this agreement that you reached with the attorneys, I need you to know, and I'm going to ask the attorneys if they agree, it doesn't include those other standard fines and costs. Do you understand?
Yes.
Mr. Harrison, do you agree?
I do.
Mr. Carnes?
Yes, John.
Is that a recent decision? You were?
Well, it's one that doesn't come up very often. It came out, I think, in 2022.
Okay.
So anyways, somebody appealed their own Killebrew sentencing agreement, all because they didn't want to pay the fines and costs of literally $1,500. Even though they spent time in jail. No, we don't, no, don't worry about it. So anyways, Baldinger, has anyone made any promises to exactly as to what I said I'm going to do? Does anybody? No? All right, good. Do you still wish to enter the plea today as we talked about?
Yes, sir.
Now, there's one thing I haven't covered yet, and that is your rights. Now, if you enter a plea of guilty today and I accept that plea, you're not going to have a trial of any kind. Does that make sense, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm holding up the second piece of paper provided to me by the attorneys, and at the top it says advice of rights. At the bottom it appears to have your signature. Is that your signature here?
Yes.
Did you read through these rights before signing?
Yes.
And did you understand the words that you read?
Yes.
And again, do you understand that if you enter the plea of guilty?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm not done. And if you enter the plea of guilty and I accept it, you'll be giving up those rights as it applies in this particular case.
Yeah.
All right, great. Any questions before I take your plea?
No.
As to the single count, utility fraud in an amount over $500, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, now before I take that plea, I need to have you tell me what you did that makes you guilty of an offense. Turn your attention to the date range of August 20th, 2024 through January 7th, 2026 in Wexford Township in Wexford County. Were you living at this address up on Zoo Road in Buckley?
Yes.
And is that in Wexford Township?
No.
All right, so why does it say Wexford Township? Was he in another residence?
You've got.
You've got Hanover.
To the house. That was it. You need the address to property.
It was 8210 North
Yes.
7 Road.
Oh,
Okay.
This is a property. I think it's different than his residence.
Yes, it is.
what's this other property?
That's where we were starting the house.
Okay, so you own this other property, which is over in Wexford
Yes.
Township. And there, were you getting utility supply? Tell me about what you did.
Had my camper and they're running off a generator at the time because consumers couldn't get out there for like 2-3 months. Well, they already had power there, but it didn't have the meter in the box.
Okay,
My generator quit in the cold, so instead of letting the camper freeze up, I made jumpers to go inside of the box to take power out of that until my generator got fixed.
all right, so it looks like you did that for a little over a year, so.
Actually, no, it was the time that we actually did that was a matter of no more than 3 weeks. We were there the whole time.
Mhm. And you agree that that amount was in excess of $500?
Way electric costs are nowadays. Yeah,
All right, good enough. And you didn't have permission, obviously, from consumers to tap into that energy supply, is that
No.
correct? Thank you. Mr. Carnes, you believe Mr. Baldinger has provided a factual basis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you aware of any other promises, threats, inducements that we haven't talked about?
No, Your Honor.
And do you believe the court's compliance with Scroll 6.302?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Harrison, do you agree?
I concur with all 3 points, really.
Great. The court agrees and finds the defendant's plea this morning is freely, felony, and voluntarily. The court further finds the testimony provided by the defendant under oath on the record satisfies the required elements of proof. Therefore, the defendant is found guilty of count 1. Sir, we'll be back in about 4 to 5 weeks from this coming Monday. Every Monday morning in this court, we do sentencings. Between now and then, a Michigan Department of Corrections parole or probation officer will prepare a pre-sentence investigation report. That report will describe the offenses, the pretrial agreement, and we'll talk about the scoring of the guidelines and make a recommendation as to the sentence. Please keep in mind that the guidelines are not mandatory and any recommendation is strictly that. It's a recommendation as it is within the discretion of the court to establish the appropriate sentence. Now, there are 3 steps involved you for the preparation of this report. Number 1, you're going to get a packet. You're actually going to go downstairs. When you leave this courtroom, go all the way downstairs, take the elevator, or actually take the steps if you need some exercise.
I'll take steps.
All right, good. And go all the way downstairs. When you get down, there's a hallway that leads to, there's a little ramp goes down. There's a door in front of you. Go through the door, second door on your left. All right, it's called the probation and parole office, and you're going to go there and you're going to get a packet. You're going to complete it, turn it back in. Then they'll set you up for an interview, and you'll have the right to have your attorney present during that interview. And third, Mr. Harrison's going to have to meet with you generally about a week to 2 weeks before we come back to go over that report with you. Each side has the right to come back to this court and request corrections or make objections to the content inside that report. You understand?
Yes.
Great. Do you have any questions, sir, about what we have done today?
No.
All right, thank you. Anything further on behalf of the people, Mr. Carnes?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Herrick?
Does that packet have to be filled out today before I leave?
No.
Okay.
They'll give you some time to take
Okay.
care of it. So just go straight downstairs, and if you have any questions, Mr. Harrison can guide you. And you can get him to use the steps. All right, anything else, Mr. Harrison?
No, Your Honor.
Great. All right, folks, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That all for the rest of these?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.